Hello, my name is Neat Physio and I'm a physio who specialises in cancer. And this video is part 2 of our series of breast cancer post-surgery rehab. In part 1, our first video, we looked at individuals at 0 to 3 weeks after surgery, and that was focused on activating and just trying to keep things mobile. This is part 2, and this is for individuals at 4 to 8 weeks after surgery. And the goal of this video and this period is to slowly regain our shoulder range. So trying to get our arms up overhead and slowly working towards things like hand behind back. We're also going to be working on what we call stability, and this is the ability for your muscles to work together to support a joint. And in particular to the shoulders, what's important here is our shoulder blade. We want to make sure it's nice and loose and that it's not getting stiff. And then finally, we want to start to activate our muscles and start to add in some very gentle strengthening so that we can get you back to the activities you enjoy. One of the first things that's important to say here, however, is everyone has their own medical history, their own cancer treatment or surgeries, or their own physical abilities or limitations. So if you're unsure if these exercises are suitable for you, just speak with your clinical nurse specialist. These videos are designed as universal advice that is safe and suitable for most people. However, if anything in this video causes you pain, stop that movement. Speak with your nurses. It may be that you need to see a specialist physio and they can refer you on. Another useful thing to say here is we are in a great stage for tissue healing and recovery. So it is important to start looking at scar massage as long as the wound is healed and is not weeping. If you're unsure how to do this, let me know in the comments below and I will make a specialist video on this. And the other thing is to start activating what we call your lymphatic system. This is your body's natural healing and part of your immune system, and it helps shunt away the byproducts of treatment and get rid of swelling or fluid buildup. Those exercises will be included in this video. Now this video is going to be split into 3 different sections. Section 1 is for individuals who may still have a drain in place. Now a lot of people, the drain will have been removed by this point, but just in case, I've added some simple exercises for those with a drain. Then part 2 is going to be exercises that you can do on your bed. And this is for individuals who are either getting a lot of discomfort or actually it's just good practice that when you get up in the morning and go to bed at night, you can do a couple of simple exercises that take a few minutes and you can just add into your routine without really thinking about it. And then section 3 are the bulk exercises to do in the day. When it comes to rehabbing our shoulder after surgery, little and often is key. So in reality, if you're doing a mixture of the bed and the general exercises, you might do the bed exercises once or twice, so in the morning and the night potentially, and then the general exercises again once or twice in the day. So we're looking at 2 to 3 times a day, but you can do it more because again, we're just trying to keep things moving. However, just fit it in with your day-to-day life. The more you can do, as long as it's not causing pain, the better. Welcome to section 1. So for individuals with a drain that is still in place, once the drain is removed, you can move on to the other sections. So the first exercise, or the first couple of exercises I should say, are about activating your lymphatic system. This is a way of helping encourage your body to heal effectively, to help reduce the risk of infections. So it's really, really important to activate this system. The first exercise, pop your hand on your chest and one hand on your belly, and we're going to do what we call diaphragmic breathing. So you're going to inhale through your nose, and as you inhale, inflate your belly, and as you exhale through your mouth, try and draw your belly in. And what you want to keep an eye on is what's moving more, the chest or the stomach, and the goal is to get more air down into your stomach rather than through your chest. We're going to do 5 breaths together. So inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Last one, inhale and exhale. The next exercise is also to activate this system, and what we're trying to do is activate all the nodes in your neck and in your mid belly so that we're taking pressure away from the armpit and helping kind of encourage the flow away from the source or site of injury. Keep your hands on your lap, deep breath in, and we're going to do some gentle rotations side to side, 2 each way. So deep breath in, exhale, and just twist as far as you feel comfortable and back to the middle, not into pain, and we're keeping our sit bones on the chair. We're just twisting through our upper and mid back. Deep breath in, exhale. Lovely. 2 more times. Deep breath in, exhale, back to the middle. Last one, and exhale, back to the middle. Third exercise for the lymphatic system is we're going to be extending our mid-back. So keeping our hands on our sides, we're not bending through our lower back, so we're not doing a big arch, just through the bit between our shoulder blades, and we're just going to lift our chest nice and tall. So deep breath in, exhale, back to the middle. Deep breath in, exhale. We're going to do it 2 more times, so 4 times. Deep breath in, exhale. Last one, exhale. And then finally, we're going to activate the nodes to our neck. So we're just going to be rotating our neck side to side, 2 ways each side, but with that controlled breath. So deep breath in, exhale, back to the middle, deep breath in, exhale. 2 more times, deep breath in, exhale. Last one, deep breath in, and exhale. Well done. And then the final exercises are just to activate the shoulder. So the first one is really to help you also with pain relief. So if you are getting any pain or discomfort, you can do this as long as it's comfortable. And it's what we call gentle pendulum swings. So you can do this sat down, stood up, but just support at the elbow on the arm that's had the surgery, support at the elbow, and then lean yourself forwards and keep this weight as it's a dead weight. And you're just very gently guiding it around in small circles. You can go fast or slow. And we're just kind of mobilizing deep within the shoulder joint, but without taking it too far. If it feels comfortable, you can also do this in a dangle. And you just want to be doing around 10 in one direction and 10 in the other direction, as long as it feels okay or a bit supported at the elbow, whichever feels more comfortable to you. Now we're about halfway through the little workout for those with a drain, and we're going to start activating our shoulder blades. So keeping your palms facing the ceiling, our goal here isn't about pulling our hands apart, but trying to draw our shoulder blades together. So my shoulders are going back, and I'm imagining there's a pen in between my shoulder blades that I'm trying to squeeze. And we're just going to gently pull back. 3, 2, 1, and back in. We're going to do 5. 3, 2, 1, back in. 3, 2, 1, 2 more times. 3, 2, 1, last one. 3, 2, 1. Now we can take it up a little bit from this position, so keeping our hands here. What we're going to do is go out to the side as far as you feel comfortable, and then just gently raise the hands, but no higher than shoulder height, and back down and in. Smooth, controlled, and again, not going to a pull. Out to the side, up, in, back down. 2. And again, think about your breathing. 3, nice and gentle, and focus on breathing into your belly. 4, 5, and now we're going to be working on our elbow movement, and we're going to do 10 repetitions of a bicep curl. So 1, 2, 3, nice and fluid. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And we're just going to gently progress this one to add in a little bit of what we call shoulder flexion, so taking our arm all the way up. But again, we're being controlled. When you've got a drain in place, we want to keep everything shoulder height and below. So we're going to tap our shoulders and just take them up just a little bit and back down. 1, 2, 3. And this also helps with that lymphatic flow. 4, 5. And there you have it, a very simple program for those with a drain. It might take you 5 to 10 minutes once you're used to the routine, but we're mostly focusing on that lymphatic system to encourage healing. Welcome to section 2, and these are exercises you can do on your bed. And actually, people with drains in place can do these exercises as well, so you just need to do them in the morning, in the night, and these generally only take 1 or 2 minutes maximum. They're just easy to do to start the day off, particularly because a lot of people find the beginning of the day and the end of the day is the most painful, and it's mostly because things have gotten stiff or overworked. So these are really just trying to get things to relax after you've had a busy day or after you've slept in one position for too long. So lead on your bed, you can be in a slight incline if lying flat is too uncomfortable. That's not a problem. Just use pillows to stack yourself up at a comfortable height for you. And all we're going to do is start off really simple, and we're just going to activate our shoulder blades. So in this position, keeping your arms relaxed, our goal here is just to draw our shoulder blades back and back in. And we're just going to do 10. So 2, draw the shoulder blades back. 3, and really think about what each shoulder blade is doing here. 4, 5, is one moving more than the other? Is one stiff? And try and correct that. 7, 8, 9, last one, 10. Good. The second exercise is all we're going to do is stretching out our chest muscle. So hands on your shoulders, elbows out in front. We're just going to draw our shoulders back and back in. And again, we're going to do 10 nice and slow. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And if 10's too much, just do less repetitions or just don't take it as far with your elbows back. And then the final exercise, so it's only 3, lying on the side that you've not had surgery on. So lying on one side, and all you're going to do is keep your arm on your shoulder. So this is the arm that's had surgery in this case. And we're just going to draw ourselves as far back as you feel comfortable and back in. As far back as you feel comfortable and back in. And we're only going to do 5 here. So 3, 4, and 5. Now, if you try that third one and you think, oh, that doesn't feel very comfortable, I don't like lying on either side, not a problem. When you get on the edge of the bed, so you've done the first 2, you sit yourself up on the edge of the bed, hands on your knees, and you're just going to twist yourself one way and twist yourself the other way, or hands on your shoulders, twist, just to get a little bit more of a stretch. And that's all we're doing here, is stretching out that chest. One more time. And that should hopefully help you get either a better night's sleep or get you moving with a bit less pain first thing in the morning. Welcome to section 3, and this section is exercises you can do in the day. Now, it's important to do these exercises little and often, so maybe 2 to 3 times in the day, but they really shouldn't take you more than a couple of minutes. I'm going to do it in real time, so you can either follow along the full section or you can write the exercises down and do them in your own time. It's really important to say that never push into pain. We just want to gently stretch the shoulder, so don't overdo it. All you're going to need for this section is some kind of wall or doorway and some kind of resistance, which could be a resistance band or a lightweight such as a dumbbell, cans of beans, or a water bottle. The first exercise is very simple. It's what we call a pendulum swing, and this is really to help give a bit of traction. So take the pressure away from the shoulder joint and almost act as a bit of a pain reliever as an exercise. Either you can do this stood up or sat down with your arm out straight. Make sure your back isn't arched because we don't want to give you bad back, but just swinging your arm around, or you can support at the elbow and do very gentle. But in this scenario, the arm is completely dead. So for me, I find it easier to just have the arm outstretched and dangle. And you do 5 to 10 one way, and then 5 to 10 the other way. Or if that feels like it's pulling too much on the arm, support at the elbow, and then the other side just takes it into different ranges and takes the pressure out of that shoulder. The next couple of exercises are going to be against a wall, and the first one is to start to stretch out your chest. Now I'm going to give you 2 variations depending on how tight or painful your chest is, because if it's painful, stay at the lower level. So the lower level, you can do this stood up or sat down or even laid on your back, either putting your hands on your shoulders or hands behind your head, depending on if that's too painful, hands behind your head. And we're just going to squeeze our shoulder blades back. So drawing our shoulder blades back, and you just want to do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Or again, you can do the same behind the head, but this is a deeper stretch. And if you haven't got this range, it can be quite painful. If you do want to try and stretch out your chest a little bit more, all you're going to do is pop your forearm against the wall. The height of the arm will dictate how much of a stretch. So start off with it quite low down, and all you're going to do is step forward and twist away, holding for around about 10 seconds. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. And we're just going to do this 3 times. So step forward, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last one. And again, just mess about with the height of the arm so that you feel a stretch but not pain. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And relax. Now you should feel that your shoulders feel a little bit warm after doing those 2 exercises, which is great. It means we can start to take it up a notch. So we're going to now do what we call a wall walk, which is basically walking your hand up the wall to get a stretch. So I'm going to show you from 2 different ways so that you can just see it from a back view and a side view, but our goal is to do 10 repetitions. So standing against the wall, fingers against the wall, and you're just walking your fingers up as far as you feel comfortable. Once you feel it pull but not pain, walk your fingers back down. So that's 1. And we can slide if it's easier. 2, 3, 4. Very gentle, slow and controlled. 5. And back down. And then just to show you from sideways on, again, 1, 2, 3, and you should start to feel the shoulder aching a little bit but not painful. 4, last one, 5. Now don't worry if you feel that the shoulder is too weak to do that many repetitions. If it's quite achy, just do less repetitions. So you could start with 2 or 3 if that's all you need to. Build yourself up over that 4-week period, because it's 4 to 8 weeks. So we've got plenty of time. The next exercise is also against the wall, but we're now working on abduction, which is taking our arm out to the side. So again, against a wall, the further away you are, the easier it is. The closer you are, the harder it is. And you're just going to walk your fingers up the wall as far as you feel comfortable and back down. And again, don't worry if it feels like you can't get very far initially. And sometimes walking your fingers up is quite challenging, so if needed, you can glide your fingers up and back down, but we're just starting to activate those muscles and take them to those ranges that they haven't been to for a couple of weeks. 5, 6, keep going. Again, if it starts to feel uncomfortable, just stop at that repetition. 7, 8, and if you do it more often in the day, there's no reason why you can't just do 5 repetitions, but a couple of times a day, rather than doing a full 10. One more repetition. 10, and back down. And definitely now my shoulders are activated, I can feel them working, I can feel the heat and the blood flow to that area. And then the last one, against the wall, we're going to be working on what we call internal rotation, which is your ability to get your hand behind your back, which is really important for a lot of ladies wanting to work towards getting a bra on themselves. So against a wall, take your elbow up as far as feels comfortable. The end goal is to get to shoulder height. However, that might be too much too soon. So just go to a distance that feels comfortable. And then using your other hand, you're just going to guide as far as you feel comfortable into that internal rotation. And this one's harder than it looks. So don't be alarmed if it is a bit uncomfortable. Just go to that point of it's pulling but not sore, and back in. And eventually we want to work all the way to getting our arm. We might not be able to touch the wall, but a good deal of range. We're going to do 10, 4, 3, 2, last one. And now we're using some kind of resistance. I personally like a band because a band helps kind of prevent your body kind of compensating from that weakness, because it makes all the muscles push against, whereas a free weight, sometimes we can use our more dominant muscles. So if you can get your hands on a band, that is best. However, a dumbbell or a can of beans, absolutely fine. Starting off nice and simple, palms facing the ceiling, elbows into your side. And your goal here is to gently not pull the band apart so much, but again, draw those shoulder blades together. So squeeze the shoulder blades, hold for 3, 2, 1, and back in. And we're just going to do 5. 3, 2, 1, back in. 3, 2, 1, 2 more. 3, 2, 1, last one. 3, 2, 1. Well done. Same thing here. So with the cans or the weights, we would just go out, hold for 3 and back in. Much the same with the next one. You would just have the weight in 2 hands. Gentle tension on the band. We're talking 20-30%, that's all. Keep your arms straight, gently pull out. And you just want to take the band as far up as you feel comfortable. Keep the tension on and all the way down. And over time, our goal is to get ourselves up a bit higher each time. And again, we're just going to do 5. So that's 2, 3, and you should start to feel all the muscles around your shoulder blades working and pulling. 4, last one. 5, and back down. And again, we're not pushing into pain here, just going to that pull and coming back down again. And then the last one is also helping with that hand behind back position. So again, you can use a light weight or a band. What you're going to do is pop the band behind your back or have the 2 weights in your hands relaxing down by your hips. Keep yourself tall and your chest tall, and we're just going to do 5. Go back as far as you feel comfortable and back in. 1. And you want to feel here the shoulder blade squeeze. 2, slow and controlled. Squeeze the shoulder blade. 3, 4, and 5. And there you have it. Those are your exercises for section 3. I've gone nice and slow so that you can see the movement in full, but once you start doing it, it will only take you a couple of minutes, and you could break them up and go, I'm going to do the wall ones now, I'll do the strength ones later. not a problem at all. Just fit them into your day to get things moving. So those are the 3 different sections for breast cancer rehab after surgery at 4 to 8 weeks post-surgery. As I said, section 1 is for those with a drain and they're just a little bit gentler. Section 2 are exercises that you can do in your bed when you first get up or you go to bed at night. And then section 3 are some exercises that you can do in the day. All in all, you want to be doing at least 2 to 3 times a day of any of those exercises, but modify the repetitions around what feels comfortable for you and slowly build it up. Similarly with the stretch, just slowly take it a bit further as you feel able. I don't imagine everyone will get full range by the end of the 8 weeks. So don't think that you have to be able to get your hand behind your back or take your arm up to the side and out straight away after surgery, because that often isn't the case for many. It's about slowly building up. By the end of the 8 weeks, you should find that most of your range has improved, but there'll be a couple of areas that just are a bit more stubborn. Those areas, so for example, most commonly hand behind back and out to the side and up, are the 2 more stubborn areas. Just do those exercises for a bit longer. So that would be the wall walk up to the side and down, and the internal rotation exercise. Hopefully, within a few more weeks, that should keep improving and you can get back to doing the movements that you were used to doing before surgery. And then, as always, I'm just going to finish here to say I wish you the best of luck with your recovery or any future treatments that you're due to go through. All treatments have their own impacts. If you have any specific questions or topics you'd like me to cover, leave that information in the comments, because I will try and give our education to the best of my ability around all the different things relating to your rehab journey and your symptoms and side effects.